Hey guys, Ipengu here at Shine 2018 Day 1. I'm joined by Mentality's very own 2saint. I gotta say, I like the rebranding. This is sick. Thanks. I really like this jersey. I really like that. How's your Shine been going?
It's been going really good. I just lost in teams though. Yeah. Lost to Drunksoft and Gatsu with my hometown hero Hostel Gato. Yeah. We're gonna 3-0 them, but then they 3-0'd us. So, well, reverse 3-0. Okay. Yeah.
That's even worse some ways. I saw you tweet though that you're thinking of Shine less as a results-focused tournament, more as having a good time. Why is that?
'Cause school's right around the corner, and you know, Boston's really nice. So, I feel like there's gonna be a time where I can come back really strong, and it's just not really here. But if it is gonna happen, which it might, it's gonna be from the universe just wanting me to do well. So, yeah.
Well, the universe has obviously wanted you to do well so far. You came in at 100. You made a huge jump up to top 50, which is like amazing.
Yeah.
How does it feel to now be a ranked player? Because I know you've been grinding in New York for a pretty long time before ever being top 100. Does it change your outlook on the game?
Not at all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty much not at all. But now I get to see like the inner kinks of the community, and how it is like from how the view is more from not the top, but the top, you know. So I kind of like that aspect, but it feels like nothing changed. I'm really just a fan of the game at the end of the day, and I just happen to be good. So.
Speaking of view from the top, you were at the summit, the top, a couple months ago. How did that? People always talk about the summit level up. How did that affect you? Do you think you came away like actually a changed player from playing at Summit?
Most definitely. The Summit power up is real. I kicked down a tree. That's how strong I am now. Yeah. In terms of results, recently like I like 3-0'd Swedish, but it was at a local, and I always had in my mind that I would never like beat him in my entire life because he was just so good. And then like after Summit, and then getting ranked 42, I was like, 2saint, when are you going to stop making all these excuses that you can't beat these guys when you're literally number 42 in the world? Yeah. And I was just like, you know what, you're right.
that reminds me of one time, SFAT's talked about this a lot, how he had Armada staying at his place in NorCal one time, and Zach was getting down on himself about, not winning. And Armada turned to him, he was like, Zach, you can beat literally anyone in the world. You're 9th in the world, dude. Like, come on. But
That's so true.
But that's so interesting that you think that you had those thoughts of players you can't beat, because you make those tweets like 100 gonna be 1 in the future.
Yeah.
Because you want to be the best, right?
Yeah. I do want to be the best.
Okay.
And the thing is, I feel like when I make those tweets, I'm looking too far into the future, but I'm not focused on like right now. Like right in the moment. I really do want to be number 1, and I feel like it's gonna happen, but I just need to bring myself forward. I need to bring myself here with every step, instead of just like going here and there to every other tournament, which is funny because I'm having to do that now for Shine to make it feel more like a vacation, because your boy's stressed. But yeah.
So it sounds like you've had these moments where you're not fully present at tournaments and stuff. What specifically are you looking for to reduce that feeling at tournaments?
When I'm looking for to reduce that feeling at tournaments, I think it's dependent on how much I practiced prior to the tournament. So I didn't really get much practice for this tournament now. That's why it's a vacation. That's why it feels more like a vacation to me, because like Super Smash Con, I practiced really hard for it. Didn't get the results I wanted. Still pretty happy with my results. But with this, it's like, oh man, can I be happy with my results? I didn't even practice. If I do really well, it's gonna go into my head, should I still practice? It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah.
I got you. That makes sense. Okay, so you talked about you want to be the best. I know that you take a lot of inspiration from many different puffs. How would you say you're aiming to carve out your own playstyle as a puff main? Because every puff right now lives in the shadow of Hungrybox. Are you just trying to be optimal, or do you think you have new and innovative stuff to bring to the table with the character?
I think I have a lot of new and innovating stuff to do with the character. That's for sure. There's so much you can do with Puff. I feel like Puff, personally for me, what I want to do for an impact of this game, I kind of want to get the tier list changed. That's how I view the game sometimes. Like that's how good I want to be. But I need to ride with every step and be genuine to what I'm actually saying and bring myself forward and show people that Puff can really do it and stuff like that.
So you want to be Mango?
I want to be Mango. Wait, beat Mango or be Mango?
Both.
I want to do both. Yeah. Especially with streaming.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so talking about streaming, you did have that video where you kicked down a tree, which was hilarious because you really did kick down a tree.
I wasn't lying.
And I see you plug your stream all the time. What do you get out of streaming? What are your goals in doing it? Because I think a lot of mid-level players, or not mid-level, but like middle of the top 100, just go to the stream and they do it for a few months and then they die off. But it seems like you're really committed to it. So what are your goals with it?
My goals with it is mostly to spread Puff knowledge and try to spread, just try and show more of my life too, because I do have fans and I love the fans, and I feel like I should give back and stuff like that. I don't know. I just like streaming too. Yeah. Streaming is really fun, and streaming is also a reason why I get to practice a lot, because normally I don't have much motivation to practice, even though like I said I want to be the best in the world. Right. But streaming, it's like now I really want to practice. I want to show people I'm really into this. I'm really in the lab cooking.
Does the quality of practice change when you're streaming versus when you're not?
I'd say so a lot. I'd say there's a lot more pressure for me to feel like I need to get better, and by the end of the stream I always do feel like I am better, but if I'm not on stream and I'm practicing, I might end up being a bit too silly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So streaming actually you think makes you practice better?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, interesting.
Because people are watching me and people want to know what's the best thing to do in this situation, what is the combo extensions, what kind of rests can I do still, and it's I want to show the world that. Yeah.
That's it, because I think that's really admirable, because no shade at Hungrybox, but he's not someone who shares a lot of Puff technique and even how to beat Puff, because he wants to keep using it on how to win. But you really want people to understand Puff, right?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay. What'll happen if people understand Puff too well and then they start beating you?
Yeah, right. Oh, you know the matchup now, so you're just gonna beat me? No, I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. You don't solve matchups. You can solve a matchup maybe, but Puff is a top 3 character. Yeah. How you gonna do that? You beat me, I'm gonna download you right back.
So what do you feel about some of the Puff matchups that people debate on, like Sheik and Falco and Captain Falcon?
So with a question like this, it's to me personally, I feel the better I get, the more I just don't care about matchups. Oh, Fox wins. I don't know if you see my tweets, but I'm just Puff's the best character in the game. Yeah. Fox can't beat Puff. It's because the more knowledge you have, the more it just seems like you can win anyway. It doesn't really matter the character. But mind you, I am playing a top 3 character, so this doesn't go for everyone. I
also saw your tweet, though, where you said, wait, guys, keep in mind, though, I'm the type of guy who would say whatever character I play is the best in the game.
Yeah, and I used to say Zelda could do it. I was like, Zelda could do it, boys. But then I realized I'm a dummy. Yeah.
But it's different with Puff. You really do think she's, incredible.
I mean, I didn't get top 42 in the world with Zelda, so.
That is a good point. What specific ways would you say, just in terms of, I think people like to sum up players with one word, and people like to call you the aggressive Puff. How would you describe yourself as your play style and how you're unique as a player?
Cool.
Cool?
Cool. I think I play cool. I try to do interesting stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I can't, though, because, this meta is brutal.
What specifically about this meta makes it hard to play cool?
People will shut that down pretty fast. They're like, this Puff is dash dancing. I'm not having none of that. So, yeah. So I got to stick to my up throw rest still, sadly. But, I still, yeah.
So looking forward, you talked about how sometimes it's hard for you to be fully present, and it seems like it's a good thing sometimes, too, for you to know beforehand that you're going to treat a tournament like a vacation or something. Yeah. But after Shine, what's in the works for that eventual giving it your all, managing school, all that together? What are you planning?
So right after this, is when I'm about to go all out, because when I tweet things, I make a decision. Like I need to change my mindset. So basically with that tweet, I'm changing my mindset to this is a vacation, and then right back in college, I actually get to practice a lot more because I'm really bored. Like I do all my work. I'm the type of person who does all their work in like a month early. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a lot of practice, and so when I return to another major, specifically DreamHack Atlanta, I expect to do very well. Like the big house, maybe I'll do well, because it's a harder tournament. Yeah. But after SmashCon, it made me really realize that, wow, I can make top 8, because I was viewing my bracket. If I lost, I lost to MacD, but if I had won, then I would have played Rishi, who I had beaten prior, like 2 weeks prior, and then I would have 2 people who made a lot of upsets, apparently.
Yeah, there were a lot of upsets. Yeah. There were a lot of upsets, and also dropouts made the bracket a little weird.
Yeah, into top 8. Yep. So I was like, wow, this is very possible, and it's another thing where I said I can never beat Swedish. That was another eye opener. Like, wow, I really can make top 8. So.
Cool. Just one question about practicing while you're in school. You're in school in upstate New York, which is not the most Smash-heavy region. Yeah. It's not as lively as New York City, for sure, although we don't have weeklies anymore. So, but does I know some people just being able to solo practice is really valuable, but for some people also not having frequent competition can leave them feeling very frustrated. Yeah. Do you ever struggle with that being in Capital Region? I
definitely had a problem with the competition factor when I first got there. But then, I decided to take a step back from like I feel like that was a very egotistical standpoint to stand at. But so I took a step back and I was like, yo, everyone in Albany is like a homie. Yeah. This is fun. Smash is fun. And then I just kind of go back to my roots. This is a fun game. I just like the game. So competitive or not, these guys may not be as good as me, but that doesn't really matter. If I'm aiming to be the best one day, the same situations can happen, Yeah, that's sick. So.
Yeah, and PP got good in North Carolina, so, anyone could do it. And then the last thing I want to ask you about is, okay, you said that you tweet things to make a change for yourself. Yeah. Do you think that that's because you're then held accountable because you tweeted it to a bunch of people?
It's not really accountable because I'm showing it to other people. It's more accountable because I said it.
Because it's concrete then once you tweeted it.
Yeah, once I spoken it out, I feel like I really did feel this way, and then if I look back at it, I'm like, wow, I really did feel this way. Like the same thing with Zelda. I apparently thought she was really good, but I did feel it. I did feel that way at one point, and I think it's really good to honor your mindset.
So it's like a form of journaling, just on Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty much.
Cool. That's sick. That's the time period we live in, I guess, is where you start journaling on Twitter.
People like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing the interview. I appreciate it while you're doing your vacation, and I will. 2saint said he would agree to this interview if I supplied him with a Shake Shack cheeseburger. So I'll get your order from you. What is your order actually?
Just a Shake Shack cheeseburger.
Just a cheeseburger. Okay.
Plain. Just cheese.
Just cheese meat bun.
Yeah, cheese meat bun.
Okay. We can do that. We can make that happen. We'll do that. All right. Any last words you want to say? Any shout-outs or anything before we finish?
Big shout-outs to Albany, Capital Region. Big shout-outs to Rockland County. And big shout-outs to NYC.
I grew up in Rockland County.
Really?
Yeah, Nyack.
Oh, dang. Yo, we live right. Why don't we play?
Well, I moved to California when I was 5. Oh. And now I live in the city. So
now you're a cool guy. Oh, and shout-out to Mentality Esports. Almost forgot about the boys. How did I forget about the boys? All right, yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much. If you guys want more content from Shine 2018, then you can follow me on this YouTube channel, subscribe. You can look at my Patreon if you're interested in supporting me. And if you're interested in supporting 2saint, follow him at Twitter, on Twitter. It's just at...
It's just 2saint, but with 2 T's.
2saint with 2 T's. There you go. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, guys, so much, and stay tuned for more coverage.